Cancer. It's a scary word, isn't it? But it's even scarier when your only son, with tears in his eyes, tells you, "Mom, I have cancer." I hugged my 31-year-old son and was instantly reminded of the days when he was a child and would come to me with a boo-boo. Back then, I could kiss away the tears and fix the problem, reassuring him that Mommy will make it all better. But there was absolutely nothing I could do at that moment to make everything all better. I remember whispering to him, "Everything will be all right," even though I didn't know if everything would be all right. In the blink of an eye, my entire world was turned upside down. Brian was diagnosed with multiple myeloma in March of 2015. It is an incurable cancer with an average survival rate of 4 to 5 years. After undergoing chemotherapy treatments and a stem cell transplant, Brian has been in remission for a little over a year, but his form of cancer almost always comes back. Humanly speaking, his odds do not look good, but we cling to the hope that our God is greater than the odds. In fact, he delights in beating the odds. I must admit that at times I have wondered, if God allowed Brian to get cancer, why not a cancer that has a higher survival rate? The answer that keeps coming to mind is that if God healed Brian of a lesser cancer, all the credit would go to his doctors and their medical treatments. But if God healed Brian of a cancer that few have been known to survive, if God works a miracle, then all will know him as Jehovah Rapha, the God who heals. You may ask, how does one make it through a situation like this? There really is only one way: by trusting in the Lord. Remember when Jesus' disciples were caught in a powerful storm that threatened to capsize their boat? Though they were afraid, Jesus' disciples looked not at the raging storm and angry waves. Instead, they focused their eyes on Jesus walking on the water towards them. And Jesus stilled not only the storm, but the tempest of doubt and fear in their souls. Just like Jesus' disciples, we as a family have decided not to dwell on Brian's prognosis, but to look to Jesus, believing that nothing is impossible for him, knowing that he delights in answering the prayers of his children, and trusting that he makes no mistakes and knows what's best for us. God, in turn, has calmed our fears. None of us know how many days on earth God will give us. We can't control that. What we can control, however, is what we do with the days God has given us. Brian lives each day to the fullest, serving in his church as a small group leader, playing piano and singing for special numbers, and writing hymns of praise to God. Cancer, rather than slowing him down, has infused him with new energy and drive to serve God while he can. As a family, taking this cancer journey together, we have learned that for a Christian, there is something much scarier than dying, and that is not living, not making the most of each day that the Lord gives us to be a blessing, to encourage someone, to share the gospel message, to comfort a hurting soul, to follow God's commandments, and sing God's praises. God is good all the time, and especially in the face of cancer.